Hello friends! Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today, we're going to meet one of the most famous writers in history. Today, we're going to meet Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra. Miguel de Cervantes had a very complicated life, worthy of an adventure book. Listen and you'll see. He was born in the middle of the 16th century in Alcalá de Henares, a small town in Spain. His father was a humble surgeon, and Miguel de Cervantes began to write poems as a child. One day, when he was a young man, he wounded another man with his sword and had to flee to Italy to escape prosecution. Years later, he enlisted in the Spanish army and fought against the Turks in the famous Battle of Lepanto, where a gunshot shattered his left hand, rendering it useless forever. From that moment on, he was called the One-Armed Man of Lepanto. But his misfortunes did not end there. When he was returning from the war, pirates attacked the ship he was traveling on and he was taken prisoner. They took him to an African city called Algiers, where he remained imprisoned 5 long years. When he was finally released, he managed to reach Spain, got married and began to write plays, but given his eternal bad luck, he did not manage to earn enough money to make a living as a writer. He was imprisoned again for a money dispute, and it was during those months of captivity that he began to write the work that brought him universal fame. Don Quixote. In it, he recounted the adventures of Don Quixote and his faithful squire, Sancho Panza. It's a very entertaining work full of dreams, adventures, and teachings. The truth is that this marvelous work gave him glory and fame, but little more, as Miguel de Cervantes continued the rest of his days in poverty. This is as far as the story goes for this great writer, but before we say goodbye, Happy Learning would like to ask you to follow the example of Miguel Cervantes. We're not saying you should write a book as long as Don Quixote. Oh no. What we mean is that you should fight for what you believe is right and strive to do what you love. Even if sometimes luck is not on your side, I'm sure you will get very, very far, just like Miguel de Cervantes, who achieved glory by doing what he loved most, writing and creating. Farewell, friends. Goodbye, Miguel de Cervantes.
Adios, amigo.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello, friends. Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Did you know that books hide amongst their pages many unwritten secrets? Would you like to know some of them? The first one is a very big secret, as big as a book. Because, believe it or not, the biggest book on earth is not your maths book. It is a giant book that measures almost 5 meters long and 4 meters wide and weighs 1,400 kilos. More than a cow. That's quite a book. It's in Hungary, and it's about plants and flowers. Can you imagine taking it to school in your backpack? And if you read with a magnifying glass, let me present to you the world's smallest book. The miniature micro pocket book. It is housed in a museum of miniature books in Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan, which is in Asia, right here. It measures 0.75 millimeters, and to leaf through it, you have to use tweezers and a magnifying glass. It's tiny. Will it be a bestseller amongst the fleas? What if I told you that the world's most famous magician's apprentice was born on a paper napkin? Yes, the author of the Harry Potter books, J.K. Rowling, got her inspiration just as she was having a coffee in a train station. Since she didn't have a notebook to write in, she took the first blank paper she could find, a napkin. A magical napkin. Another very funny secret about books is that there is one entitled Gatsby, written by Ernest Vincent Wright, that has the letter E banned. Well, actually, the letter is not banned, but the book has over 50,000 words and not a single one of them contains the letter E. Yes, incredible, right? Not a single E in the entire book? It's strange that he so dislikes the E, especially as his name, Ernest, begins with it. Do you like the smell of books? Well, you're not the only one. That so pleasant feeling of when you open a new book and breathe in its pages. Or that unique perfume that catches you when you enter the bookstore. Yum! It's called bibliophilic bliss. It is real and produces relaxation, like the smell of a freshly baked cake. The smell of books. Could it be the smell of knowledge? And speaking of knowledge, did you know that the book Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs by the Brothers Grimm is the first full-length color and sound animation film produced by Walt Disney? Thank you, Brothers Grimm! And here's the last secret. The word book comes from the Latin liber, which means inner part of the bark of a tree. We already know that books come from there, from the heart of the trees, and also from the heart of the writers. But I like to think that the word book comes from free, because that's how I feel every time I read an adventure or poetry book. Goodbye, friends, until the next video. And don't forget that the secret of books are discovered by reading a lot.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.